I'm Oliver Süess, and you're listening to 5 Minutes of Silence, the podcast dedicated to exploring the silence of places, people, and everyday objects. I'll be talking to experts, scientists, musicians, and other people who have in their own ways developed interesting relationships to silence and noise. I'll also be telling you about my own experiences with silence and why I'm trying to capture it and how all these things and places are related to me. During each episode, we'll be hearing a real full 5-minute recording of silence. So maybe you just want to view this podcast as a regular invitation to tune in to yourself, to notice what you hear or don't hear for 5 minutes at a time. In this first episode of 5 Minutes of Silence, we'll be listening to my washing machine. There's nothing special or fancy about this machine in itself. It's a regular old washing machine that I use to do my laundry, and that's it. It doesn't have any noise-cancelling features. It actually gets quite loud. But my washing machine is actually in my home studio, or maybe more accurately, I built my home studio into my laundry room. So making music or producing podcasts and doing laundry are usually mutually exclusive things. Every time I go downstairs to make music, I pass by my washing machine. When I'm making my music, it just always quietly sits there, absorbing and reflecting sounds and noises that I'm blasting into the room. At the back of my head, I always thought, how does this washing machine sound? When it's not washing my laundry, that is. It was while thinking about this washing machine that I came up with the idea of listening more closely to things outside of their usual context. This eventually led me to think about listening to silence and creating this podcast. How do things sound when they're silent, when it's quiet? So one Saturday afternoon, I took my trusty microphone, a microphone stand, and just stuck the microphone into my washing machine. I was able to turn up the mic fairly high before the hiss of my recorder started to become audible, so what you're about to hear really is the silence of my washing machine. I was also lucky that the neighbors were out for the afternoon and traffic was low, so I was able to record a full 5-minute take in the first try. So without further ado, here's 5 minutes of silence of my washing machine. Thank you for listening to 5 Minutes of Silence. How did that washing machine sound to you? Was there anything special you noticed? In the next episode, I'll be talking to an acoustician who works at EMPA, the Swiss Federal Laboratories for Material Science and Technology, where he and his team focus on reducing noise and improving public health. We'll be talking about the various definitions of silence, what people usually mean when they say silence, the impacts of noise on health and well-being, and we'll get the chance to listen to 5 minutes of silence recorded in their very own soundproof laboratories. If while listening to this episode you came up with ideas or suggestions for people, objects, or places that would be interesting to feature on this podcast, please reach out to me. You can find 5 Minutes of Silence on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. All the links are in the episode description. Until next time.